Great. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice. What am I even saying? I'm just going on repeat. We're doing low back, upper back, and some neck stuff, plus some glute stuff, so that we can undo some of that posture that gets built up throughout the day. We're starting the day nice and chill. We're going to slowly add a little bit of movement into your spine and help you wake up. All right. If you haven't done anything yet today, that's totally okay. We're going to slowly build up together. And I'm going to turn on this light just to get a little bit extra light. There we go. Boom. All right. First thing I want you to do is some cat cows. I want you to come on over to the floor. If your wrists are not super comfortable, make some fists. Bring your feet, bring your knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders, and we're gonna do some cat cows. Bring that belly button down towards the ground. All right. Put that arch in your spine. Look up. Focus on slowly working your way through a whole bunch of range of motion, and do the opposite. Round the back. Lift it up into the air. Lift, 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 lift. Tuck your chin into your chest. And whoo, other way around. Let's go. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. A lot of the time, once you start exhaling, you'll sink a little deeper into the movement. That I think is two. Let's do five to start. 3 and 4 and 5. Whew. All right. Hopefully, you loosen up your spine a little bit because we're going to start taking up the intensity. I got a question on YouTube asking if I'm into tech. I guess so, but I don't make any content related to tech. We're going to continue with some more light movement to help wake up the spine. All right. What I want you to do is bring your neck down and up and down and up. Remember, this is not fast. This is just some gentle movement to help you get moving, to help you wake up your muscles, help you get going. We're going to look to the left. All right. Boom. Take it as slow as you want. It is not explosive. I said boom. That's the exact opposite of what I really actually want you to do. Look left, look right, look left, look right. You should, with a healthy neck, with good range of motion, be able to look directly to your left, look directly to your right. I want you to keep your eyes at eye level. Keep your eyes at the same level as you come across. I don't want your head to be suddenly rotating and going all over the place and squirming and squiggling while you're looking from left to right. Alright? Keep on going. Left and right and left, depending on whatever YouTube and or TikTok is doing to the cameras. Sometimes it mirrors as we go. And my right is actually your left. My left is your right. It's not that important. All right. We've looked left. We've looked right a little bit. We have done up and down a little bit. What I want you to do next is rotate the head. All right. I want you to focus forward. I want you to look ahead. I want you to bring your ear down towards the ground. And the other side. It does not have to be fast. It's not explosive. We're just waking up some of those neck muscles. And breathe. Here's 4. And here's 5. Whew. All right, we're gonna do the same for the back. All right, we did cat cow, which is sort of this and that, right? If you are at home and you don't want to get on all fours, by the way, you can most definitely round the back, sort of push your arms forward, separate the shoulder blades to get into a version of the cat cow. You can arch your back, stick your chest out, pop the back sort of forward to get a version of the cat cow. You can do that from a chair, you can do that from your office, you can do that wherever. You don't have to do the cat cow on all fours. But typically, when you got gravity working against you, you can feel it a little bit more. All right? Oh, where am I going with this? Spine. Let's do some gentle movement. Same way we were doing for the neck. I want you to bend. I want you to let your hands get to either side of your body. And I want you to slowly let one hand come up and bring the other hand down. Isn't oof. Breathe. Sink in it. Relax. Get that stretch in the side of your body. And come on back up. Keep your hands running along the sides of your body. I don't want you to lean forward and then start leaning to either side, leaning forward, leaning back. I want you to lean exactly to your right, exactly to your left. If it helps, you can do this up against the wall so that you can't rotate. You can only go right and left. All right. We're going to drop our hands down on the other side and relax. Feel the stretching in the obliques. Chill. Breathe. And let's keep going. We're going to pick up the pace just a little bit. All right. Side. And side. If you want to do this standing instead of kneeling, it's perfectly fine. You might want to try extending your arms up. Once you've got that side bend technique and you're not rotating, you're not twisting, not leaning all over the place, maybe your butt is against the wall, you can try to extend an arm or both arms when you're bending to the side. That'll turn this stretch into something a little crazy. All right, other side. And keep going. And keep going. And keep going. I was aiming for about 5, but honestly, I forgot to keep count. So let's just do one more and call it a day. All right. And all right. Hopefully, the side of your body is feeling a little bit looser, a little bit calmer. We're going to do a little bit of gentle rotation. All right. I want you to let your arms relax, flop around, wiggle, and I want you to throw the arms almost from side to side, and let your arms wrap around your butt, wrap around your waist. This is not the full thing. We're going to try and rotate in the waist as well and let the waist throw the arms. All right? We started with the arms. Now forget about the arms altogether and use your waist, use the rotation of your torso to let the arms flop from side to side. We're going to do a little bit more than 5 because we've definitely really done 5. I want you to do probably another 10 seconds worth. All right? 9, 8, 7, 6. Don't rush. Let your arms follow your body. Get loose, get floppy. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Whew. Do a little wiggle. Do a little shake. Do a little dance. Shake out your spine. Get loose and whew. If you don't have the ability to do some combination of getting your whole entire upper body to move from side to side and wiggle, don't worry about the details. Just start nice and gentle. All right. If you can get some of that cat cow going, nice and slow, that is a little bit of back stuff. If you can get your hips to pop from side to side, that is some low back stuff. All right. If you're able to pop your shoulder up, pop your shoulder down, there's some more spine stuff. Do you have to do all of it together? No. Just do a little bit of movement, shake it out, and let your arms relax. All right. We're gonna move on to some actual movement now that requires some strength. So far, we're just relaxing, flopping around, shaking, trying to get loose, undo some of the stiffness that might have come in while we were sleeping. I'm gonna take a look at the chat. Let's see what else is going on. Madav uh, is going real deep into something and is saying I got a gut related issue and what exercises can help me with that? I honestly have no idea. That is way, 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 way beyond anything I know anything about. So, yeah, acid. That sounds really uncomfortable. I would not want that shooting back up into the other parts of my body that aren't designed to store acid. So, I don't know. But it looks like Keisha has hopped in and has recommended you consult in gastro and recommends that you get a little bit of exercise. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, that's super confusing chat. Cole Aston says you seem like a really nice guy. Oh, thank you. We got help from other chat. So Nadav is over here on YouTube, and we got TikTok going simultaneously right here. And Bolay says, "Am going through it right now." Cole Aston says you seem like a really nice guy, and Jersey Red Pill says alkaline diet helps the gut. I have no idea what half those words mean. So I'm gonna let you decide how to proceed. But the chat over on TikTok is trying to help you out with some advice. Um, all right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna continue through some more show. There's a whole bunch of people on right now. Hi everybody. Oh wow, 194 people over on TikTok. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. What did we just do? We did a whole bunch of shaking. We did a whole bunch of flopping. We tried our best to relax a little bit. We did some flopping to the side, rotating. We've done some bending. We've done some cat cow. We've done the same things for the neck, looking down, looking up, rotating the neck, tilting from side to side. Same exact movements. And now we're going to get into some exercise. All right. What I want you to do is focus on your back and your glutes today. All right. This is typically how our weekend morning lives go. The evening lives are side splits and hip mobility, but the weekend morning lives are back and posture stuff. All right. What I want you to do is find a way to come on down to the floor and lay down. And seeing as this is just a random live you probably scrolled onto, you might not be totally ready to lay down on the floor, so take a second. Find some space and breathe. Relax into the floor. If you got up this morning all hesitant because you're like, I don't want to get up, well, you get to lay down again now and then suffer soon after. All right, let's do this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to contract some muscles in the back. We're going to try and lift it up off the ground like so. All right. We're going to contract these muscles in the low back, in the mid back, and we're going to contract as many of them up here into the upper back as possible. I don't want you to work so hard that your neck is cranked like this. You can keep it a little bit more neutral, so it might help to look at the floor a little bit more instead of at the ceiling. But don't let that keep you from coming up off the ground. All right. Oftentimes, where your head goes, the rest of your body goes. So just take care of your neck, but lift yourself up. If this is difficult, you got arms. All right. I want you to try your best with your back muscles, and then I want you to use your hands a little bit for a little bit of support to help you get a little bit more range of motion. All right. It's not that important that we build muscle every single second of every single day. All right. Mobility, in this case, in our spine, is a little bit more important. Cool. All right. That's it. We're gonna come down. And then we're going to come up. And then we'll come down, and then we'll come up, and then we'll come down, and we'll come up. I want you to, on the inhale, hold yourself up. Hold for a second, and then exhale down. That's it. That's everything. Let's go. Inhale up. Hold. Exhale down. That's one. Let's keep going. Inhale up. Exhale down. Whew. That's two. Again, you can use your arms for a little bit of help. When we go, inhale up. Exhale down. That's three. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's four. Let's go. Number five. Inhale up. Exhale down. Whew. That's five. All right. That's a little far back. Let's go and bring our legs up. Find a nice spot for your hips. And let's get ready to contract the glutes. What we're going to do next is lifting the lower body. All right? If it's too intense to do it with your legs straight, then you can do it with your legs bent. It's going to be even harder feeling, but that's just because some of the muscles here in the front, in the hip flexors, are going to struggle a little bit more. So you can find somewhere in the middle. All right? When you're ready, let's go. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's four. Let's go. Fifth time. Let's wrap this up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Woo. All right. So we've done a little bit to wake up those back muscles, right? Let's turn it around and let's work on some glutes, all right? You were already using them a little bit when you were lifting the legs up. Now we're gonna take it a lot more seriously and fortunately lay down the other way. Oh man, that's nice. All right, let's do some glutes. I want you to do some glute bridges. I want you to take your heels and tuck them up towards your butt the best that you can. If you're a little bit further up, that's fine. All right. From here, we're going to stick our heels into the ground. We're going to push off those heels. We're going to clench those booty cheeks and lift up. And if you poke, your butt should be very firm, should be very tense right now. And that is what we want. I want you to try and get to at least a plank-looking shape, straight through. Clench those cheeks, and we're going to hold for 30 seconds. All right, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. If your hips are dropping, you're getting tired, that's okay. Just try your best to flex those glutes. Just take a look. When your hips start dropping, just try your best. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. If you're not sure how to flex those glutes, just imagine somebody's about to spank you and you're about to go, ah, and you're clenching the butt cheeks to protect yourself. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I don't know what I'm doing tapping my buddy, but come on down. Relax. Whew. That is some glute bridge. Take a second, chill, let your muscles relax, and we're going to get out of this. Alright, come on up. Whew. We did some exercises to help wake up the muscles for your backside and down to your butt. Now, we're going to do a little bit for our upper back and focus on our arms. Not because we're working arms, but because it's going to force us to rotate our shoulders real good. All right. Most of the time when we're sitting at a desk, we're slowly dropping into this position. Most of the time when we're driving a car, we're also, it probably looks more like this position, right? Legs are probably a little straighter. And what happens when you do that is your shoulder blades go out that way. They go boom. Your neck muscles here, your upper back muscles there get a little bit of a stretch because you're leaning forward and they're getting long. And what we're gonna do next undoes is the opposite of those things, right? We're going to bring our shoulder blades back. We're going to pull our neck up. We're going to rotate our arms around so we're really bringing our shoulder blades together and contracting some of these little muscles here because we're going to get into this position. All right. Whew. Next thing we gotta do is get our butts to a wall. So you can do this standing, or you can do this laying down, or not laying down, sitting down. If you're standing, I want you to try to get your low back to touch the wall. So you might want to put your feet slightly in front of you, not directly underneath. All right. Tuck your butt, low back against the wall, and now we want to elbow our enemies in the face. Ah, that's one. And the other one. Ah, that's two. All right. Just getting to here for a lot of us is going to be very challenging. That's okay. All right, try your best. From here, we're going to rotate our arms up so that our wrists are touching the wall. This is also going to be very hard. You're going to be tempted to have your chest do something like this. Try to keep your low back against the wall. All right. Where your arms go when you try your bestest, that's okay. Wherever that is, that's okay. All right. Keep your low back against the wall. Boom. Elbow your enemies. Rotate your arms up and try your best to activate those muscles in your back. Bring the head up. Touch the wall as well. And bring the arms down while trying to do all those things. And then bring the arms up while you're trying to do all those things. If this is easy for you, you are a flexible monster. Mobility monster. That is way better. It's got two M's. Mobility monster. And for the most of us, for the rest of us, you're probably going, oh, what the heck? This is crazy. Keep on contracting those muscles in your shoulder blades. Try to bring your arms up. Try to keep your elbows as close to the wall as possible. It's probably impossible for most of us to actually touch the wall right now. Impossible just means not right now. All right, not impossible for forever. Just for now. For now. All right, elbows down. Elbows touching the wall. Bring them up. Bring them up. Bring them up. Bring them up. Oh man, that's crazy. Whew. It's got to be at least three, right? We're just gonna do five. We're just slowly waking it up. All right. Elbows, wrists as close to the wall as possible. Keep the low back touching the wall. Don't let your back go. And arch out. Whew. I think we're basically done with five. Not for the show, with five. Whew. Shake out your arms. Let the upper back relax. You can slouch a little bit now if you want to undo some of that tension we just put into it. Whew. Massage your upper back. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Be like, oh, good job, good job, good job. Whew. All right. To let our shoulders rest, we're going to go ahead and start right back into the lifts. I want you to lay back down on the ground. And we've lifted the front part of the body. We've lifted the back side of the body. Now we're going to lift everything together all at the same time. And we're going to do it 10 times. All right. So if you thought the 5 was a lot, we're going for 10 now. Let's go. Oh, okay. You can stick your arms out in front of you. You can stick them off to the side. You cannot do anything with them at all. You can just be lazy and flop. That's all good. All right. Find a nice cushioned spot for your hips, preferably. If you have a nice couch cushion, a decorative pillow, that might be real nice right now. All right. I'll give you a second to go grab it. Run. Go faster. Come back. 3. We're getting ready to start. I want you to, on the inhale, lift the legs and the upper body. Set your torso, maybe just underneath your ribs. All that stuff is still on the ground, but everything else is off the ground, all right? We're going to inhale, up, exhale, down. We're going to hold for a second in that high position, and then we'll hopefully do 10. Y'all ready? Let's go. Inhale up. Exhale down. Whew. Again, 9 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Remember, we're trying to contract all these muscles in our back. In, down. Inhale up. Exhale down. I think that's 4, right? Inhale up. Exhale down. That's 5. You can pause for a little bit. Probably feeling like, ooh, this is getting intense. That's good. Continue. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Really try to contract those glutes, contract that low back, contract your mid back, lift as much as you can. Don't give up. I think we did 6, right? So 7. Let's go. Inhale up. Exhale down. 8. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's 9. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Whew, that is 10. Woohoo! Chill for a second. Relax. Just let your low back chill out a little bit. Massage it if you want. And let's come back into some cat-cat. Nice and chill. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And we want to bring the belly button down towards the ground. Arch that back. Lift the chin and get that nice bend backwards. Then we're going to do the opposite. We're going to round the back. We're going to tuck the chin. And we're going to imagine we're trying to lift our mid back up into the air as high as we can. That is 1 rep. We're going to do 5 of these. Up and down. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. You don't have to go fast enough that you're inhaling on cat and exhaling on cow or whatever, vice versa. You can take your time. Inhale. Exhale. Just focus on getting a little bit more out of that movement. It should not be uncomfortable. You might be surprised by what you can do, but it should not be uncomfortable. It should not be painful. All right? Whew. I stopped counting. I never really started counting, but when you're around 5, we're gonna move on to our glutes. All right? We're gonna go down the body. And we're gonna keep on looping these for a little bit. Oh, lay on down. Oh man, that's nice. Okay, let's get ready to flex our glutes. Bring your heels up to your butt. Lift those hips up, 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 up. You should feel a bit of a stretch here in the front in your quads, but I want you to flex those glutes real hard, all right? Flex, 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 flex. If you want to experiment, you can widen your leg position. It's going to add some extra contraction here in the sides of your hips. And 30 seconds, let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Keep on lifting those hips up into the air. Flex those glutes. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on down to the ground. Whew, that was a lot. That was tiring. Let your low back sink into the floor. And I want you to get rid of all the space in your low back, right? So when you try to stick your hands underneath, there's no space. Cool? When you do this, what you're really doing is tilting your butt so that your low back is making contact with the ground. If that doesn't make any sense, think about you're turning into a banana. All right? When you're just laying down flat and you're not in a banana, your low back is going to have a whole bunch of space underneath you. All right? You can almost stick your whole hand through. But I want you to turn into a banana. I want you to go boom and boom. And then all of a sudden, that part of your low back is not going to have any space underneath you. All right? Because you got the little arch of a banana. All right? This is a banana shape. I promise some bananas look like this. All right. What we're going to do next is try and make sure that low back stays there. All right? So a lot of what we're doing is tilting the pelvis. All right? When your pelvis is tilted the other way, you're going to have a whole bunch of space underneath your back. You're going to stick two arms underneath. But if you do the opposite, you tilt the pelvis the other way, it should get rid of all the space in your back. All right, that's what we want, this position. Now that I have gloriously over-explained this position, let's talk about holding it. All right? For some of us, if you're new to this position, just holding it here and trying to keep your low back down, that is a workout in and of itself. Great. If that's not you and you're ready for more, I want you to bring your knees up into the air. Keep on holding that low back down into the ground, and I want you to keep your torso up a little bit. We're going to hang out here for 30 seconds, all right? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. If you find that your legs are dropping, your back is going down towards the ground, contract some more. Hold it in place. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. You can do some choo-choo train arms. I don't know if this is what these are called. I just made this up. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. You can also make this real Pilates. You can just reach your hands forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on down. Ah, that is some core work. The opposite of what we've been doing. We've been strengthening the back for a whole bunch of time now, lifting and rounding the other direction. Now we get to round it this way. Get your front core muscles working. All right. Take a couple of breaths. Contemplate what you're doing in life and why you're suffering this morning. Let's get into some more wall stuff. All right. We went from the wall angels to the back, glute bridge to some core. Now we're going to restart that cycle. We're going to get into some back, upper back stuff. All right. Earlier, we did the wall angels standing. Now we're going to do them seated. All right. If you want to keep your legs super far apart, together, whatever, that's all fine. You can also just cross your legs. All right. Whatever is comfortable. From here, low back touching the wall, shoulders, head touching the wall. We're going to bring our elbows out to the side like we're going, pah, elbowing our enemies in the face. And we're going to rotate our arms so that our wrists come up to the wall. All right. The goal ultimately is to rotate so much, have so much shoulder mobility that we can get our elbows and our wrists to touch the wall. You might be able to do this on one side. You probably cannot do this on both sides at the same time. But that is what we want. We want to try our bestest to get there. All right. I want you to make sure your low back didn't come flying off the wall again because you're rounding and arching your spine. I should be very specific. Arching your spine. Tuck it back. Tuck that down. And then look at your hands. You're probably quite a couple inches away. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to push the arms up. Keep on contracting those muscles in the shoulders. We're working on getting them really good at moving while contracting. Oof, remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Come on down. Nice and slow. Keep on trying to keep your wrists coming backwards. When you get a little bit higher, it's going to be crazy hard. Oh, keep breathing. Keep on trying on. Bring the elbows and the wrists to the wall behind you. Ah, I don't like these. We're just gonna do 5. I think this is 5. Come on back down. Boom. Oh. Oh. Hopefully is enough. We're gonna move on and restart that cycle. We're gonna get back into the back banana Superman thing. Then we're going to do the glutes. We're gonna do the core, and we're gonna switch back into wall angels and suffer through those a little bit more. All right. I'm gonna take a look at the chat because it seems like there's a whole bunch. What's going on? Oh, it just jumped really far down. Okay, hi, welcome. There is still 100 people online here suffering. Godowski, hey, welcome back. Good to see you. And Bolay says, I started drinking bone broth. Eat iris potatoes, vegetables, Greek yogurt, and lots of warm beverages. I think that is in response to Madav from earlier. All right. Keisha is saying that standing wall exercise was hard for me. The shoulders wanted to come off the wall. Absolutely. That is why we're doing them. Wall angels are evil. I mean, sorry, they're they're really hard. And they're really hard because we all tend to do the exact opposite of what wall angels are trying to get us to do, right? Most of us are going to struggle because most of us are doing the opposite 99% of the day. And now for the fraction of a portion of a day of a fraction of a portion of a workout, we're doing the opposite. Our body's going, ah! Yeah, so, wall angels. All right, let's go. Onto our bellies. Let's get our back and our legs up. Oh. All right. Do a little wiggle. Find a nice comfortable spot. If you're using a cushion, great. If you're not using a cushion, this will probably be a little uncomfortable on your hips. All right, let's go. Inhale and up. Exhale and down. Woo, that's one. We're doing 10. Inhale and up. Exhale and down. Whew, that's two. Inhale and up. Exhale and down. Whew, that's three. We're gonna start holding these a little bit longer. All right. Inhale and up. Hold, 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 hold. Exhale and down. Woo. And that's four. Let's go. Five. Inhale up. Exhale and down. That's six. Keep going. Contract, contract, contract. Lift everything up. Inhale and up. Seven. And down. Whew. You might be feeling it in your low back muscles. Cranking, lifting you up. Inhale and up. That is good. That is what we want. We want the muscles engaged. Ah, come on down. Whew. I think that's 8. We got 2 more. 9 and 10. You all ready? Let's go. Inhale and up. Hold, 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 hold. Exhale and down. Oof. Take a deep breath. Relax. Sink into the floor for a second. And let's tense everything back up. Get ready. We're going for number 10. We're wrapping this up. Inhale. Up. Hold. 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 Hold the door. Hold door. Exhale it down. All right. Once you've come back down, relax here for a second. Massage your low back. Make sure those muscles along the spinal column, along the bony part, are starting to chill out. And we're ready to roll over. It's time to do some glute bridges. Come on over. Time for some booty exercises. Let's go. Heels up to the butt. Lift the hips up into the air. Flex the glutes. We're going to go for a whole minute this time. All right. If you need to stop, if you need to take breaks, that's okay. Go for it. 30. Sorry. 59. 58. 57. 56. 55. 54. 53. 52. 51. 50. 49. 48. 47. Keep clenching those cheeks. Lift those hips up. 44. 43. 42. 41. 40. 39. 38. 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. Once again, flex those glutes, lift those hips up. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Distract yourself, do something with your hands, turn it into a dance move. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, flex those glutes. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We're done. Drop your hips to the ground. Relax, breathe, chill. Grunt, groan, complain, make as many sound effects as you want to. I can't hear you, so it's okay. All right? All right. Have we finished the cycle? No, we gotta do some core work. All right. We talked about this earlier. In depth, in lots and lots of depth. We'll bring the low back to the ground. Tilt the bottom of your hips up. All right. Lift the bottom of your hips up. If you need a little bit of help with it, you can imagine that you're doing a little bit of a, how do I say this? You're pushing off your heels to lift your butt off the ground. And you're getting the back to almost round a little bit. That might help you figure out the movement a little bit. All right? All right. Let's go. Time for a little bit of core to undo the back tension. All right? And we put core tension instead. 45 seconds. Let's go. Knees up, chest up. 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36. Distract yourself, have some fun, because this is not going to be easy. It's not going to be that exciting. 33, 32, 31, 30. Keep those core muscles tense. 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. We're almost there. 19, 18. Remember, we're trying to keep that low back flat to the ground, but we're trying to keep everything off the ground otherwise. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. We're almost done. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, flop. That is some core stuff. All right, now it's time to get into the real struggle. It's time to get into some wall angels. Come on up. We covered doing the seated version. We kind of covered doing the standing version earlier. You can pick whichever awful version you want. And let's go undo some bad posture with some more wall angels. All right? Come on back over to the wall. And I think this might be our last round. We might call it here today and get into some neck stretches. All right? Want you to tuck your hips so that your low back is touching the wall. Want you to elbow the face of your enemies. Boom. On one side and boom on the other side. And now that you're in a super uncomfortable position already with your shoulder blades, we're going to rotate our arms up. And we're going to try and touch the back of our wrists to the wall. You might be able to do this with one side, but it's highly unlikely you're going to be able to do this with both sides. All right? I'm telling you, it's possible. It would be possible if you had full range of motion in your, I mean, not even full, like 75% of the full range of motion you should have in your shoulders. And guess what? We don't have it. I don't have it. You might have it. You might be a badass. But for the most of us, it's probably going to be really hard. All right? Elbows up against the wall. Wrists as best back as you can. And we're lifting the arms. Keep your elbows as close to the wall as possible. If you can keep them touching, keep them touching. If you can't keep them touching, then just try. Imagine that you have some really, really thick walls and you're almost touching. All right, let's keep going. Lift your arms up. Remember, the lift isn't what's hard. What's hard is trying to touch your elbows to the wall, trying to touch your wrists to the wall, trying to get into that position, and then forcing our bodies to move in that crazy position so that we can get used to movement in that plane. All right? What is hard is using muscles, contracting them, and then trying to do complex movements with them. This might look simple, this might look easy, but you got like 16 different muscles in your upper back that are firing, going crazy right now, trying to figure out what the heck you're trying to do with your arms. All right, because you never do this stuff, and that's okay. But now we're training our brain to do and understand this movement, and it's hard. All right. When you got to learn something brand new, you're gonna fumble around like an idiot kid. All right, that's how it goes. Elbows down, push on up. Oh man, keep going. Elbows down. Remember, elbows, wrists against the wall. As soon as it starts feeling easy, it's probably because you're not bringing your elbows and wrists to the wall. I don't know how many we've done, but I feel like that's enough. All right, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna relax, we're gonna chill a little bit, and we're gonna wrap up with a little bit of stretching for the neck. All right, we opened this show today with some turning the head side to side. We opened with letting the head lean directly left and right. We opened with tucking the chin, lifting the chin. All right. That is some basic range of motion that your neck should be able to access, assuming you have a normal neck, right? Some of us might have lost some of that mobility because of not using the neck in that way, maybe spending a little too long in this version of whatever posture, and then you might have something a little bit different. You're looking up, even though this bottom half of the neck is not adjusting upwards. And so maybe you have something that looks a little like this, right? I can't even pretend to do it. Back is bent, neck is up. You might have something that looks like this. This is really tiring for a whole bunch of muscles in your upper back and in your neck, right? So we're going to stretch it out, and hopefully some of the neck movement that we've been doing, some basic joint function stuff, you can add into your regular life, and it'll help you regain some control, regain some range of motion in your neck. Oh, I'm gonna crack my back. Whew. All right, where we're going with this. Neck stretching. You got a whole bunch of muscles in your neck down into your shoulders, right? I want you to sit in a chair or imagine that you have something to grab onto with one hand. I'm going to grab onto the bottom of my stool. Once I've done that, I'm going to lean away from that stool. You're going to see immediately these muscles are getting really, really tense. That bulge gets a little bit more crazy. Or at least it feels that way. I don't actually know. Maybe I'm not close enough to the camera to see. From here, once you're feeling that stretch, I want you to keep leaning the other way. All right? And then I want you to grab that head just a little bit and give it a nice gentle pull. And this isn't an intense, you're not yanking anything. All right? This is just a gentle little bit of pressure. Imagine you're just adding like 3 pounds onto your head. Just a little gentle, 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 gentle pressure. You should feel that stretch down the side of your neck into your shoulder, and that should feel pretty good. If you're not feeling anything at all, you can probably go a little tiny bit harder with the push in your hand, all right? Or pull in your hand, I guess, because you're doing this. Yes, that's a pull. And to change the muscle that you're pulling on, or change the way it's feeling, because it's going to shift backwards or forward, you can tuck your chin a little bit more while leaning. It should shift the stretch backwards a little bit towards the back of your neck. And you'll discover, wow, we have lots of muscles in our necks. Huh, I wonder what that one is. And then you can lift the chin up and continue. That will get you some stuff sort of towards the front. All right, keep going. Breathe. This is a very gentle pressure. All right, you're not going crazy. You're not trying to yank your head down. You're just applying a little bit of light pressure, stretch out the muscle a little bit, and then now that you stopped, do a little bit of movement. Whew. Now you're gonna feel like the other side is super tight. So let's make sure we match it on the other side. If you don't have a bottom of a stool, bottom of a chair to grab, you can just imagine that you're holding onto something and go whoosh, hold on to that imaginary bar, stick that shoulder down, and you can do basically the same stretch. You'll get 90% of the benefit, even if you don't have the chair. All right? Gently apply some pressure to the side of your head. Pull a little bit, pull a little bit. Again, not explosive, not intense. Feeling that stretch in the side of the neck, down into that shoulder. You can experiment with this, especially if you're not actually holding on to anything. If you lift your arm all the way up, you might not feel anything at all. But if you stick your hand down, you might feel that stretch getting real intense. All right. And if you stick it super down, super straight, holding on to your imaginary thing, that might get really, 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 really intense. Cool. From here, we're going to tilt our head forward just a little bit. Keep on applying a little bit of that pressure. You're going to feel it more in the side back of your neck. And whew, that's nice. Now we're going to do the opposite side. We're going to do the front right side of the neck. Remember, gentle pressure is not crazy. Oh, that's nice. Right here. Remember, stick your shoulder down for a crazy stretch. If that's hard for you, hold on to the bottom of a chair. Whew. All right. We've stretched out both sides of the neck a little bit. If you need to do a couple more seconds, either super leaning forward or super leaning back to get some more muscles stretched out, great, go for it, no worries. Otherwise, let's do the front of the neck. Chin up, chin up, chin up, chin up. You should feel like your jaw wants to drop down a little almost. Try to fight that. Lift the chin up. Close that mouth and lift. We don't want too much of a pinching sensation back here in the neck. We want to go until, this gets a little uncomfortable. Then we want to come back a little bit. Don't want to actually be in a weird, funky, uncomfortable spot. Just stretching out the muscles that we got. And just like before, you can give this a slight tilt to the left. You can give this a slight tilt to the right. You'll feel a little bit in the neck itself. Now we're going to use the back of the neck. All right. I want you to not tuck your chin all the way to your chest. That would be as much range of motion as you got, but I don't want you to pull down. All right. I want you to try your best to push forward. I'm going to take my glasses off because they frequently get in the way of this. Hold your head, give it a little bit of support, and with your chin kind of tucked, not tucked to maximum, tucked a little bit. I want you to give your head a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a pull, a little bit of a shake, and I want you to let the neck muscles relax. Think of it as supporting your head so that your muscles don't have to hold your neck up, hold your head up. Your head is heavy, all right? So your neck has been working real hard. Control the range of motion, come up and down a little bit. Feel how the muscles in the back of your neck are experiencing this movement. Sometimes you'll be like, oh wow, that's really tiring, even though I'm supporting the whole weight of my head. And now you know you don't want to be there. Or maybe that's a muscle you want to train up. Okay. Once you've sort of pulled on your head a little bit, you try to lengthen it a little bit. And you've changed the angles a little bit. You've tucked your head, you've lifted your head, you've leaned it to the left a little, leaned it to the right a little bit. Got a little bit of movement. This does not have to be fast, does not have to be explosive. It shouldn't be explosive. Don't do anything explosive to your neck. That's crazy. Once you've done a little bit of that, sit back up, look up, and see if your neck feels a little looser, feels a little bit better. We're going to go back. We're going to do a couple more rounds of the neck range of motion stuff. All right. We opened with this. I don't know how many of you have been here since opening, but we did a little bit of this. We're going to look directly to the left. All right. I want you to stand up nice and straight. I want you to look directly to the left, over that shoulder, out to whatever is over to your left. Then I want you to look directly to your right, straight that way. And I want you to keep going. Next time, I guess next weekend is when we're going to do this show again. Make a mental note. We'll try and start the day with a little bit right away. You can see how far to the left, how far to the right you can rotate. And then we can try a couple of stretches and see if we can get a little bit deeper. But just by doing these consistently, you can build up a whole bunch more range of motion. You can recover a whole bunch of capability into that neck. You should be able to look a little further than just straight to the left, straight to the right, right? But for most of us, it's not that much more important to go any further than that. So if you can just hit 90 degrees directly to your left, directly to your right, that'll be plenty. Cool. All right. We've done the rotation. Now let's do the angling thing. I don't know what this is called. We're gonna slowly bring our ear down towards our shoulder. This isn't like at a crazy angle, right? This isn't how we were doing our neck stretches. This is just straight down to the side. You probably will feel that stretch through the neck. Do the other side. And you don't have to go fast, but I do want you to try and keep your face from rotating. All right, we're not doing a whole bunch of spinning around. We're just trying to lean directly to the left and directly to the right. Bring the ears down to the shoulders, 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 and we're going to switch it up. Tuck the chin for realsies this time. When we were doing the stretch, I said try not to bring your chin all the way down as deep as you can, because applying pressure on your head once you've brought your chin down, that's going to be real tough and uncomfortable and bad for you probably. But now that we're working on range of motion and we're not applying extra force and we're just trying to control our head, I want you to try to look up. I want you to see if you can look slightly behind you while looking up. Tuck your chin, bring your head down and up and 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 down. All right. I have absolutely no idea how many of those we've done, but for most of us, you should do like 10 of these a day, especially if you have something weird already uncomfortable in your neck and you know that moving a little bit more is helpful for you. Try to add in a couple of reps, right? These are very low intensity. They don't take very much time. If you happen to, I don't know, sit in traffic even, and you just got a couple seconds, you can practice looking out your blind spot. You can practice checking out the traffic conditions. Look a little to the left, look a little to the right. Ponder if there's an issue coming. I'm just kidding. Maybe don't do this while driving. But if you are a passenger in the seat and you want to get a little bit of movement in your, actually what? I take it back. I can't imagine it's going to be very comfortable if you hit a little speed bump while doing that. Just don't do this in the car. All right. Try not to do this on public transportation either, because I imagine this is going to be the same conditions. When you're at home, when you're in your office chair, when you're about to sip some coffee, and you're going to be like, that's really hot. I got a couple of seconds. Let's see. Let's do some neck exercises. Ooh, these always feel good. Let's do that. Let's. All right. Um, the neck muscles are always working because they got to hold your head up. All right. And hopefully today we covered a bunch of stretches, a bunch of things about what it should be able to do. And if you add in a little bit of gentle movement, right? We're not doing crazy exercises. We're not explosively trying to go, whoop-ah, look to the right, whoop-ah, look to the left. We're just trying to recover some range of motion. Hopefully that will give you a little bit of moral support for taking care of your neck, giving it a little bit extra love, and helping you to move a little bit better. All right. Same thing that we just did for our entire back. All right. We did a whole bunch of cat cows today, and I think we're gonna wrap up with some cat cows, and we'll call it here. All right. Knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to bring the belly button down. We're going to arch the back. We're gonna look up and I want you to breathe. I want you to exhale. Sink a little deeper into the ground. Inhale. Exhale again. Sink a little bit deeper into the ground. Really focus on that arch. And come on back. Stick your mid back up into the air as high as you can. Lift, 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 lift. Breathe. On the exhale, see if you can push a little bit higher up. Inhale. Exhale. One. We're going to do 5. Up and down. I'm pretty sure one of my earbuds just ran out of battery. So if that's just the YouTube audio getting a little bit worse right now, I'm sorry. Keep on going. That's 2, I think. Up and down. That's 3. Oh man, it's a disaster. Cat cow is causing chaos. I lost the other earbud. This is embarrassing. Up and down. That's 4. And up and down. That's 5. Those are our cat cows. Hopefully, your back is a little bit more relaxed. Your spine is chilling. Add a little bit of a wiggle, add a little bit of a flop wherever you can. Relax, all right? If you don't know what the heck this craziness that I'm doing is, I'm basically sticking my shoulders up into the air, getting a little bit of bend, a little bit of side bend, right? Getting that movement. And then I'm popping the hip from side to side, get a little bit of movement in the low back, all right? Go boom, 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 all right? And you can even imagine trying to bring your shoulder to that hip. And get a little bit of movement that way, all right? It's gentle, it's not supposed to be crazy. It's just to get a little bit of movement, get a little bit of blood flow, get a little bit of synovial fluid to your spine so that the pumps are working. Cool? When I say the pumps are working, it probably made absolutely no sense to anybody. But what I mean by the pumps working is your joints don't have blood vessels, all right? Your muscles have blood. Your tendons don't even have blood vessels, right? You guys probably know when blood circulates through the body, it brings nutrients, it clears waste, does all these magical, crazy, awesome things, and it helps you recover. Your joints don't have that. They have something called synovial fluid. It is basically some goop that is in your joints, and the only way for that goop to move is by moving your legs, moving your joints, moving your back, moving your elbows, moving all the little body parts. When you move, the goop shifts around, it gets refreshed, just like engine oil. Or if you don't drive, I don't know, it gets refreshed, like the water in your mop. Yeah, this is a bad analogy. I'm gonna move on. You gotta move in order for your joints to get new nutrients in order for you to recover. All right, so try your best to add movement in. It doesn't have to be crazy movement. It doesn't have to be lifting weights. It doesn't have to be explosively sprinting up the stairs. It doesn't have to be climbing stairs. All right, you can bend the knees just like this. This counts. So if you got a couple of minutes throughout your day waiting for your coffee to come out the machine, when you're waiting for your microwave to heat up the food, when you're waiting for pasta to boil, if you could spend a couple of those minutes doing some light squats, some knee bends, you don't even have to come all the way down, right? If you want to do some calf raises, support yourself in front of, the kitchen counter while you're waiting for the microwave or the coffee machine to finish. If you can do some crazier movements like lunges or Cossack switches. Oh, I'm not warmed up for this. Those will be really great for your joints, all right? Take care of your back, take care of your neck, and I think that's it. That's pretty much it. I'm ready to wrap. We do this live every single day, sort of. This live specifically, the back posture, chill vibes, trying to get a little bit of movement, getting you started on Saturday and Sunday mornings. This live is Saturday and Sunday mornings, starting at 9 a.m. We started an hour and 5 minutes ago. But the majority of the time, this live is about doing side splits and hip mobility, right? That's the show that I usually do, all right? If you're interested in working on getting a little deeper into your side splits, you're working on trying to fold a little bit deeper into your hips, into your floor stuff. I don't have a good explanation for this because I've never said it this way. Then check out the other live at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So in like 11 hours, 10 and a half hours, we have another live, and we do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make it a little bit easier for us to suffer on the floor together, all right? If you're interested in that, make sure to come back tonight. That show is live every single day, Monday through Sunday at 9 p.m. AK Rottweiler says, is it not painful though? It might be painful. You might have arthritis. You might have osteo something going on with one of your joints, and it could be painful. But most of those movements should not be very painful. Should not be painful at all, especially if you've been kind of moving a little bit all the time. It shouldn't be painful. But if you haven't been moving for a while, then it might be a little uncomfortable. There's a difference between like joint pain and like muscle discomfort, right? Doing calf raises should not bring a significant amount of pain because you're basically doing some form of calf raises every time you step, right? Every time you walk
unless you know your legs are completely locked in this perfect 90-degree angle all the time. You're doing some form of calf raises every single time you take a step. Every time you take a step, you're doing a tiny knee bend, right? You're not doing a crazy knee bend, but most movements you kind of should be doing throughout the day, and we're just adding a little bit extra, a little bit more intention to them so that you can get a little bit of extra love for your joints. Hope that makes sense. Question is, does it clear off after some time? It can. So pain is this really complex topic. There are studies out there where there's people who have like a whole bunch of back injuries, have no idea that they have back injuries, and then there are people who have like the tiniest back injury, and they'll be like, "I am dying. This pain is so awful, and life is completely suckish." That is individual like brain interpretation of pain. How that works, I don't think anybody knows. Scientists are studying it, but pain is really complicated. So it's not actually correlated with the amount of damage or messed upness in your body. It's more related to how you interpret it. Pain is interpretable. How crazy is that? All right. AK Rottweiler says the pigeon exercise got my groin aching to hell. That's normal. That's really normal. If you want to change it up, there is a slightly more controllable version of that stretch. It's called the figure 4 stretch. We cover this in the evening lives. But if you lay down and you cross one leg over the other, so you form this triangle, which is basically what's happening when you do the pigeon, right? You just bring this leg towards you, but you let gravity pull your leg in. From here, we're going to stick a hand through the triangle. We're going to grab another hand. We'll wrap it around the other leg. We're going to grab that knee. And if you're really struggling with the pigeon, that might be enough. This is a perfectly fine starting point, all right? But if you want to take it a little further, you can pull that knee in towards your chest. I recommend breathing on the exhale. Pull that leg in a little tiny bit. Inhale. Exhale, pull that leg in a little tiny bit. Inhale, exhale, pull that leg in a tiny bit. And if you just lean back, your arms, if they're not super long, they're gonna just pull the leg in with you, and you'll start feeling a crazy stretch. All right, that will get you started without feeling the pressure of the pigeon going, pulling you down into the ground. All right. Alternatively, if you're at work, if you're on public transit, if you're on a bus or something, you can probably lift your leg up and try to bring your upper body down towards the leg just a little bit, and that should get most of the effects of that stretch, and that'll be good for you without having to do anything crazy like getting to the floor. Whew. That's crazy. I think I have to stretch out the other side because I've only stretched out the left side and it feels weird to have one side stretched out and not the other. But now I'm way too far from the phone to see anything. So I'm gonna scoot and I'm gonna keep on doing some pigeon-y looking things. Carmen says, thanks for the tips. You're very welcome. Make Me Resin says, good morning. AK Rottweilers has not said anything else, and I'm gonna start scrolling backwards. Dwayne says, thank you so much, Ken. I enjoyed your stretches. Have a great day. Lots of awesome, cute emojis. Thank you so much. Rich says, we can still hear you. Amazing. Good. Moon says, I'm on vacation and needed this. Haven't been able to do my usual workouts. Oh, fun. Amazing. Thank you for letting me be part of your vacation. I appreciate it. Oh, okay, that's too difficult to reach. Never mind. I'm not doing any more pigeon stuff today. Jersey says, thank you, bro. You're welcome. Getimpu asks, my lower back is aching. What exercises can I do? It's a good question because if your low back is aching, it's probably weak. But for immediate relief, you might want to do a little bit of stretching. All right. Once you've done some stretching, it has some immediate relief. You've let it chill out. You can get back into some exercise. So the low back isn't super easy. because for a lot of people, doing a little bit will cause the low back to get irritated and get worse. If you have sciatica, that tends to be the case. As soon as you start bending forward, it tends to get irritated and get worse because sciatica is related to the sciatic nerve. That nerve basically runs down your whole back, down to your legs, and if that's what you got, because nobody knows. We never know. We go, oh, that looks a little uncomfortable. I wonder what that is. And on the off chance that you have something that's sciatica related, that nerve literally goes down your back, across your butt, down your leg, and any number of things irritating that nerve is going to cause discomfort. So it's not even like just a low back thing, but you might feel it more in your low back. That was a whole bunch of ways to say, I don't know specifically what's going to help you, but let's get into a couple of things that might. All right. One thing that Pilates people do all the time is called child's pose. This might be a yoga thing too, honestly. I can't remember. Anyways, you're just relaxing. You're just letting your body flop over. Hopefully your legs are forming a nice base. You're literally not doing anything, all right? That's the point. The point is to let your low back relax. So you can just get into this kind of position where you're folding over your legs. Your legs are just in a nice stable spot, and you're trying to let your back relax. If you can, maybe stick your arms out in front of you and try to grow from the spine. Maybe try to add a little gentle wiggle from side to side so that your back isn't completely locked up. You can try from here to walk your hands to the left as far as you can, get some stretch going on for the sides of your bodies. And at the same time, you get a little tiny bit of stretch here in the low back. Hopefully, that gives you a little bit of temporary relief. If you want to try and see if it irritates your spine or not, you can try to sort of bend your knees, tuck them into the chest, round the back. This oftentimes will irritate the spine of people who have sciatic nerve stuff. And so this might work for some people, this might not work at all, and make things absolutely 100 times worse for somebody else, all right? Ooh. But if you just did it, if you just did some crunches, you just did some abs, you did some of the stuff that we did on our live today, and it didn't make your back pain worse, then you probably don't have that, and you're able to tuck your knees to your chest. I hope that helps. All right, I'm gonna take a look at YouTube. These wall angels are more like wall devils. Yep. Keisha says, the perfect office exercise. Thanks for neck stretching tips. You're very welcome. Bubblefish5394 on YouTube says, thank you so much for this. It was a lot of fun. What a great way to start Sunday. Please keep them coming. Absolutely. That is the goal. We used to do kind of intense side splits to start Sunday morning. I was like, man, this is beating up on my body. This isn't fun. I'm getting up at 9 a.m. going, let's get the side splits. So I'm glad we shifted to back, neck, and posture-y stuff. Keisha says, ready to suffer with you, doing side splits later tonight. Great. Awesome. I look forward to it. I'm going to be driving to my friend's house, so I will be having a nice change of environment the next time you see me. And yeah, now you know. I'll be somewhere else in a couple of hours. The next live, by the way, if you're still on and you have no idea what I'm talking about, is at 9 p.m. Eastern. It is currently 10:15 p.m. Eastern. We started at 9 a.m. Eastern, and we've gone for about an hour and 15 minutes. Most of it for this morning's live has been about getting a little bit of movement in your back, getting a little bit of movement in your neck, strengthening some of these upper back muscles, undoing some of that slouching, and now we're done. So, is your friend joining? No. I basically only visit this friend to animal sit, right? This is the friend who has the chickens and who has lots of pets. He has a wedding, so I get to go hang out for a couple of days. We hang out for like a day or two on the tail end, because my girlfriend and I both work remote, so we're able to just hop around and do pet sitting basically. And if if there wasn't like a whole bunch of other setup, like it's my friend lives like 3 hours away. All right, so if there isn't a whole bunch of other reason to go, I'm not gonna go hang out for one day, right? That's a long drive for one day. So like we have to go crash in the guest room and hang out and like turn it into an event. And so the perfect combination of things is he has to go do something. I get to animal sit, hang out with all the animals. I get to use his house for content, and then we hang out for a couple of days on the tail end when he gets back. It was great. So that's typically how that goes, and yeah, I'll be there soon. I'm gonna scroll down over on TikTok and see what we got left. And then we'll get ready to wrap up. Sugar Shay says, "Hey Ken, good morning, good morning, good morning." True Blue says, "Chickens, I want them so bad, dude." They're finally now like I think they're almost adults. I think they're probably like 4 weeks away from fully grown. Yeah, basically 4.5 weeks away. And they got so much easier. When they were like little baby chicks, there was a lot of work that needed to go into taking care of them, because they're just making messes, and everything has to be like tiny chick sized, so it's like accessible for them. So you're like just trying to clean things and take care of things behind them. Now that they're full grown, I don't really have to do that much. I go check on them, I count that they're all there, make sure there's no damage on any of the fences and stuff like that, and everything's good. It's like easy. We change the water every other day, and it's just this big ginormous bucket of like with the fancy lid and stuff, but you know, it's basically a bucket. So it's gotten like really easy to take care of the chickens over time, and it's cool. Although, you know, wanting chickens because they'd be cute as pets, that's great. I'm pretty sure he's never gonna break even on those eggs. Because he put up a fence specifically for the chickens. He put some like wire net meshing up so that like hawks can't come down and scoop up the chickens, and some other stuff. So I'm pretty sure his cost of materials is way higher than whatever the cost of eggs he's trying to recoup. So don't do it for the eggs, do it for the love of chickens. And yeah, all right, I'm gonna keep scrolling and see what else we got. I'm gonna see if there's anything that's a little bit older to cover. They are chaotic good. They hurt my back, but feels much better after doing that. Oh, okay. I think we're talking about wall angels. Wall angels. If you somehow weren't here for them, congratulations, you missed the horrible part. We try to get our backs up against the wall. We stuck our elbows against it, and we tried our best to rotate our shoulders so that our wrists were touching the walls and our elbows were touching the walls. It's going to look like it's feasible on one side, but as soon as you try to do both, it gets a little ridiculous, it gets a little crazy. And then from there, we're trying to move. We're trying to get our muscles to learn how to get into this position, right? We're not actually like, you know, getting stronger, trying to do raising the roof. We're just trying to move those muscles so that they start to figure out how to get into position, how to do the things we want them to do. All right. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Dwayne says hello from Wyoming. Welcome from Wyoming, or I guess welcome to you in Wyoming. And True Blue says morning everyone. Ganowski says protect the cheeks. Absolutely. Flex those glutes. And I think that's most of the chat. All right, cool. We're ready to wrap up. We're about 75, 80 minutes deep into the live today. I hope you guys had fun. I hope it was a nice way to start your morning. And you went from stiff, getting out of bed, to a little bit more loose. And now you got an arsenal of little tools to add into your day to help loosen up, relax, chill. Because that's all I got for you. Che sent some nice emojis. Welcome back, Che. It's good to see you. And we're ready to close. Hit follow, hit subscribe. Most of the time I'm doing content around trying to incorporate a little bit of movement, a little bit of fitness into your life in natural ways that don't feel overwhelming, that don't feel like you gotta spend a whole chunk of your day going to the gym or coming back from the gym. Your home can be your gym for the majority of us. If you're trying to get super strong, maybe not. If you're trying to just move a little bit better, absolutely. All right? Make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and we are back again this evening at 9 p.m. doing some side splits and some hip mobility. This is going to be quite a bit more intense than this morning live. But you should come check it out if that sounds like it's of interest. We do that live Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week at 9 p.m. to practice consistency. You don't have to come in 7 days a week. That's just how I show up, right? And the show is designed so that you, after maybe a couple of rounds of warming up, getting a little used to the workout, that you can do it very, 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 very often, because we're not beating ourselves up too bad on each round. Because the goal, like I said, is to build consistency. If that sounds like something you want to check out, set an alarm, hit follow, hit subscribe, create a calendar invite. It should be on my profile tonight at 9 p.m. We'll be right back here doing some side splits. Cool? All right. Keisha, waving goodbye, sending peace signs. And Mahesh says, hi, brother. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Christopher says, thank you for sharing your videos. You're very welcome. Thank you for watching them, because that supports the algorithm. I do not do this full-time yet. I'm getting pretty close to part-time. I think there's like 15, 16 hours of live in a given week, and I make other videos, and that takes a long time too. So I'm getting to half-time in just making content, and I would love to turn this into a full-time thing. So please, hit follow, hit subscribe, and I'll keep on making videos. I'll keep on trying to make fitness, movement more fun, so that we can all get a little bit more mobile, a little bit healthier, move a little better, and just feel better about ourselves. And all the little funky muscles that get weird when we go like this for the whole day. All right. Mahesh says, I really love the way you make videos without equipment. Awesome. Good. Try to make them really accessible for as many people as possible. And I'm glad you appreciate it. Christopher says, it's very helpful. I'm injured. I'm sorry to hear that you're injured, but I'm glad that you were able to take some of the exercises that we did today and help make your body feel a little bit better, hopefully. Aid in recovery. I said this a couple of times throughout the live, but your joints, they don't have blood flow, all right? So when the acute pain, when like the super sharp, intense pain starts to settle out, most of us would benefit from a little bit of movement right away. And it doesn't have to be crazy movement. It doesn't have to be you jumping up and down to help your knees recover, but a little bit of movement like knee bending, lifting stuff, getting your elbows moving, getting your shoulders moving. That is how you get all the nutrients, all the waste to keep on circulating throughout your body, all right? Your body needs nutrients to heal. It's not like your muscles where they get blood direct to the muscle. It's not like your muscles where you get blood vessels directly into them. Your joints, your tendons don't get blood in that way. So the only way to help them recover is to actually move them and to use them. And as uncomfortable and as you know, painful, achy as that is, the more you move them, the easier it will be to move. All right. Yeah, that's all I got. Alia says, thank you. You're welcome. Mahesh says, don't stop it, brother. You are motivation for others. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very kind. I needed that this Sunday morning. Okay, we're ready to wrap. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hit follow, hit subscribe. Oh, another question. Mitch says, hi, I might be experiencing sciatica. What stretches will help? Okay. I'm going to apologize right now because I brought up the topic to check, and I actually can't remember any particularly good stretches for sciatica. I just remember all the ones that can irritate sciatica and is not good for you. So you're going to have to Google and find somebody else for that little bit of information. But I do hope you experiment and confirm that you do have sciatica so that you know what you need to address, all right? Because the worst thing is trying a whole bunch of things and not knowing what makes things worse, what makes things better, what is helping, what's making things just plain uncomfortable, which things is you doing to you, which things is just like, you know, the magic of waking up and being uncomfortable and going, oh, that's my neck today, huh? That's weird. I wonder what happened. So I hope you find your way towards a proper name, a proper problem, so that you can actually solve it properly, all right? I used the word proper so many times in that one sentence. All right, now we're done. Thank you, everybody. Closing out. Hit follow, hit subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Cool? Goodbye.